Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before we get started, I'd like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, and double honors to the elders, great millstone while lunch is truth, and also to the hopefully elect that is scattered abroad. I'd like to say, shalom, and come back here today with another great and powerful lesson through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And the title of today's lesson is, If the Lord's Will. So I'd like to say, shalom to all our listeners and learners. Hope this will help you today and guide you back in the path of righteousness and back to your true power, which in fact is Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So a lot of people will go around saying that they're going to do this today, they're going to do this tomorrow, and that about it, you're only doing the Lord's will, and that about it, there is no free will, and that about it, we read upon great judgment, we read upon great time of trouble that we have never seen before, and the Lord is in perfect control. So either you are in this truth or you're not in this truth, either you doing good or either you doing bad, and that about it really does not matter, because the Lord have everyone standing in their lot, and everybody that the Lord is constantly controlling everything, and everybody He has already declared the end from the beginning, and everybody this is His movement, and everybody we only playing our parts, and everybody that He has finished, we shall finish, and everybody that the elect, and everybody that we trust and believe in Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So a lot of people are making plans like, I'm getting married in September, or I'm going to get this new job coming next month. I'm going to do this if it's the Lord's will, and everybody that everyone is doing His will, whether you believe it or not. Either you hear or forbear, and everybody that it really doesn't matter, because everybody we all are playing our parts, and everybody that we're read at the end, and everybody the great day of the Lord is fastly approaching. So the title of the day's lesson once again is the Lord's will. So now we'll get started in the book of Proverbs chapter 20. We'll start at verse 24. Proverbs chapter 20 and verse 24, and it reads, "A man's going are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way?" Let's read that again. Proverbs chapter 20 and verse 24. "A man's going are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way?" How can he understand his own way? And that is about it. The Lord knows everyone on this planet. And that is about it that He's all seeing and all knowing. And that is about it that whether you think it or not that you're doing your own will, you're really not. And that is about it. The script has already been written. And that is about it. The only thing we're doing is playing it out. And that is about it that the Lord is in perfect control of everything. And that is about it that even though we're coming upon a time that we have never seen before, but the Lord is controlling all of this. He's moving all the chess pieces around, and so a lot of people walking around in great pride. You're doing the Lord's will, and I about it. If you scoffing and mocking the prophet, you're doing the Lord's will, and I about it. If you're an unbeliever, you're not believing, you're not in His truth, then you're doing the Lord's will, because the Lord has a 2/3, and He also have a 1/3. And I about how can a man know His going? And that is about that we are all doing the Lord's will, whether you believe it or not. And that is about it, we cannot wait. So rejoice ye heaven once again. And that is about it that we seeing that the Lord is constantly causing things to happen. We seeing all the Bible prophecies are constantly jumping off the page. Rumors of war, earthquakes in diverse places. Everything is coming together, just like clockwork. And that is about it. His word is not returned to Him void. So now let's go let's go to Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 7. Isaiah chapter 45. One moment. Just a quick lesson through the Spirit, and hope that you get edified by the lesson today. Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 7. Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 7. And it reads, "I form the light, and I create darkness. I make peace, and I create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things." So that is about it. The Lord created the right-hand side, which in fact was the righteous side, and also He created the evil side, which in fact is the left-hand side. And that is about it. He's in perfect control. So no one can get out of line. And that is about it. Whatever that's going on in the world today, that is the Lord's will. And that is about it that this world is ending, because the Lord is getting ready to bring perfection back upon this earth. Total righteousness. And that is about it. The world without end, the kingdom of heaven, is almost at hand. And also, that is the Lord's will. And that is about it. That's why we always must say that if it's the Lord's will, and that is about, if the Lord permitted, and that is about it that because He is the ultimate judge. You know what I'm saying? And that is about it, He's looking over all His creation. So now let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 32. One moment. Get another little bit more edification. Let's go to Deuteronomy. One moment. Deuteronomy chapter 32. Just a quick lesson through the Spirit. Deuteronomy chapter 32, and we'll start at one moment. I'm thinking it's verse 42 that I want to get. One moment. Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse. One moment. and verse 39. And it reads, so now that I am he, and there is no power with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So that's talking about the Most High, Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai. He healed, he wound, he make alive, he killed. And that is about it. Everything is in the power of his hand. And that is about it. We are doing his will each and every day. If it's the Lord's will. Like this morning, when I woke up, what I'm saying, the Lord woke me up because it was his will. And that is about it. I'm making this video right now because it was the Lord's will. And that is about it. We all are doing the will through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai. So that is about it. There's no one doing anything off of free will, like what the left-hand side, Esau, even the so-called white man, do thy will. That's that evil vibration. And the Lord is controlling that too. They're doing his will. So that is about it. The Lord is in perfect control. So now, we'll go to let's go to Psalm chapter 32. One moment. Psalm chapter 32. One moment. Psalm chapter 32 and verse 23. Psalm chapter 32. One moment. No, Salaki. Psalm chapter 37 and verse 23. One moment. And it reads, the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord, and he delighteth in his way. So that is about it. That the steps of a good man or a righteous man is directed, by Yahweh, by Shem Yahweh Shai. He delights in righteousness each and every day. And that is about it. We're doing things that's pleasing to Yahweh, by Shem Yahweh Shai. We're constantly warning you left and right that that we're at the end of the world. And that is about this global reset. All these different things. We're constantly doing the will of Yahweh, by Shem Yahweh Shai. And that is about it. That he delights in the ones that do his work, the one that believe, and the one that fear the Lord each and every day through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, if it's the Lord's will. So now, let's go to Isaiah chapter 46. Just a quick lesson through the spirit, and hoping that you get edified once again. Isaiah chapter 46, one moment. Isaiah chapter 46 and verse 10. Isaiah chapter 46 and verse 10. One moment. Isaiah chapter 46 and verse 10. Here, and it reads, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient time, the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. Let's read that again. Isaiah chapter 46 and verse 10. Declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times, the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. So that is about it. The Lord is in perfect control. He already have written the script from the beginning. He has declared the end from the beginning. And that is about it that, the Lord is an awesome power. And that is about it. Greater is coming. The Lord is getting ready to set up that righteous king. Set everything back into order. And that is about it. We don't have anything to worry about. Constantly trust and believe in him, and not lean on our own understanding, but trust in him. And that is about that. He will direct our path each and every day through the spirit and power of Yahweh, by Shem Yahweh Shai, if it's the Lord's will. So now let's get that quick precept. Let's go to Proverbs chapter 3. Proverbs chapter 3. I don't want to jump the gun. Proverbs chapter 3. One moment. Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 5. Proverbs chapter 3, and we'll start up at verse 5. And it reads, trust in the Lord with all thy heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding. Verse 6, in all thy ways acknowledge or confess of him, and he shall direct thy path. So that's about it. We must confess to the Lord each and every day, acknowledge him. And that's about it. Let the Lord guide us, through the Holy Spirit. And that's about it, if he's dealing with you. And that's about it, the elect, we're constantly letting the Lord direct our step each and every day. And he is revealing his secrets to the prophet. And that's about the house of David. And that's about it. We cannot wait. And that's about it, that, we almost out of here because we're constantly doing the Lord's will. And that's about it. We're asking the Lord each and every day to destroy this place, Lord, and put us back in our first state if it's the Lord's will. And that's about it. He said the same that endure, the same shall be saved. That's the elect. If it's the Lord's will that we make it out of here, and everybody, we cannot wait through the spirit and power of Yahweh, by Shem Yahweh Shai. So now, let's go to one moment. Let's get one more quick precept, then we'll get back into the lesson. Let's go to Psalm chapter 33. One moment. Psalm chapter 33. One moment. Psalm chapter 33, and we'll start at verse 11. Psalm chapter 33 and verse 11. One moment. And it reads, The counsel of the Lord standeth forever. The thoughts of the hearts of to all generations. That's the Lord's will. Verse 12. Blessed is the nation whose power is the Lord, and the people whom he has chosen for his own inheritance, the elect, the house of David, Israel. Verse 13. The Lord looketh from heaven, he beholdeth all the sons of men. Verse 14. From the place of his habitation, he looketh upon all the inhabitants of the earth. Verse 15. He fashioned their hearts, or their mind, alike. He considered all their works. So that implies that the Lord is constantly, directing our paths each and every day. And that implies that, Israel, Israel of the Most High. That implies that, he's knowing everything on the earth. He's all seeing and all knowing. So that about that, if you're not getting away with anything, because the Lord had everything on lock. We're playing this movie out, and that about the Lord is the director, and that about this is his movie, and that about it, we're playing his will out, his will out real time, and that about it, if it's the Lord's will. So that about the Lord is an awesome power, and that about it, he's an awesome chess player, and that about it, he is constantly making things happen upon the earth. And that about it, he said he create the light. He do all these things. And that about it, the Lord is in perfect control. So we don't have anything to work, not even our enemy, the so-called white man, which is the fact that the devil that the Bible speaks of, he is also doing the Lord's will from the left-hand side. And that about it, the Lord is in perfect control. And that about it, that, is no one greater. Is no one that the name that you can call on, that you can be saved by, is Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. And that about it, he is the ultimate power on this earth. All heaven and earth, and that about it, the King of the universe is getting ready to return, and our salvation is very close that we yet believe if it's the Lord's will. So now, let's go back to the lesson. Now let's go to James chapter 4. One moment. Hope I wasn't rambling. James chapter 4 and verse 13. We'll start up there. James chapter 4 and verse 13, and it reads, "Go to now, ye that say, today or tomorrow we will go unto such a city and continue there a year, and buy and sell and get grain." Verse 14, "Whereas ye know not what shall be on tomorrow, for what is your life? It is even a vapor that appears for a little time and then vanish away." So that everybody, you might travel here and there, you might go to work here and there, but you don't know the time and the hour when you get ready to leave from here. The Lord knows that. So you must always say, if it's the Lord's will, give the Lord permission, and come under total subjection to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. And number one thing, you must fear the Lord. And everybody's there, we fear the Lord. We ask the Lord each and every day if it's the Lord's will. Lord, bring us out of this wicked kingdom, Lord, and put us back in our first estate, Lord, immortality, rulership, spiritual power, if it's your will, Lord. And everybody, we make it to see him, and everybody, we're a part of the hopeful elect if it's the Lord's will. So now let's start back up. James chapter 4, we'll start back up at verse 15. "For that ye ought to say, if the Lord's will, we shall live and do this or that." So that everybody, whatever we do on it, wherever we trying to accomplish, we must always get permission for the Lord if it's the Lord's will. If we fear the Lord, that's what we're going to do each and every day. Lord, wake me up this morning if it's your will, Lord. Lord, I'm getting ready to go to this job, Lord. Protect me, Lord. Guide me, Lord. Keep me safe if it's the Lord's will. And I did about it, that I make it home safely and sound, Lord, if it's the Lord's will. And I did about it, Lord, that I get a good meal today, Lord. That I keep my health, Lord, that my strength, Lord, if it's your will, Lord, that I keep the faith each and every day, Lord, that I keep persevering, Lord, until the end, Lord, that I be able to see your glorious and great return, if it's the Lord's will, through the spirit and power of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So we're almost out of here, and I deal about it. We're doing this will. If you in this truth, and I did about it, you constantly spread the word, you sign and crying left and right, and I did about it, doing it with all the portion that the Lord has given you. You're doing his will each and every day, and the Lord delights in that. You're doing things that's pleasing to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. And we're almost out of here. So now, let's go to our last and final script. No, let's go to let's get another quick precept before we close out. Let's go to Psalm chapter 25. Psalm chapter 25. One moment. Psalm chapter 25, and we'll start up at verse. One moment. We'll start up at verse 10. Psalm chapter 25, and we'll start up one moment. We'll start up at verse 4. Salaki. Psalm chapter 25 and verse 4. Show me thy ways, O Lord. Teach me thy path. Verse 5. Lead me in thy truth and teach me, for thou art the power of my salvation. On thee do I wait all the day long. So that about we constantly waiting patiently on Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. The Lord said, wait on me till I rise up against the prey. So the Lord is getting ready to set everything back in order. He's finna lay all our enemies down. The indignation of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Because we trust and believe in him. And we also under total subjection under Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. And we also fear the Lord. So each and every day we letting the Lord direct our path. We put our total trust in him. We totally believe. And out about we are the true believer, the house of David, the elect. So now let's start back up. Psalm chapter 25, and we'll start back up. One moment. We start back up at verse 6. Remember, O Lord, thy tender mercies and thy loving kindness, for they have been ever of old. Verse 3. Remember not the sins of my youth, nor my transgression, according to thy mercy. Remember thy me for thy goodness sake, O Lord. Verse 8. Good and upright is the Lord, good and upright is the Lord. Therefore will he teach sinners in the way. Verse 9. The meek will he guide in judgment, and the meek will he teach his way. Verse 10. All the paths of the Lord are mercy and truth unto such as keep his covenant and his testimony. And everybody, who is that? That is the elect, the house of David. And everybody, even though we get tried as gold is tried through the fire, the Lord's constantly showing us mercy. Through what? Through this understanding, through this gospel, this mindset. And everybody that, we cannot wait. And everybody, if it's the Lord's will, the kingdom of heaven is almost at hand. All we must do is keep believing, keep pushing, keep persevering all the way to the end. If it's the Lord's will, and everybody, the Lord is doing a mighty work right now. We seeing what he's doing. His will is being done every day. And everybody, that we cannot wait. And everybody, we hoping that we're part of the whole elect. We almost out of here. So now, let's go to our last and final script. Let's go to Matthew chapter 16. Matthew chapter 16. One moment. Matthew chapter 16. And we'll start up at verse 24. Matthew chapter 16 and verse 24. We'll start up here. One moment. And it reads, Then said Yahushua unto his disciples, If any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. Let's read that again. Matthew chapter 16 and verse 24. Then said Yahushua unto the disciple, If any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. So that everybody, that the one that is following Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, denying this world, and everybody this mindset, and everybody, a lot of people, they don't want to deny themselves, and everybody, they want to constantly have a good old life. They want to constantly go in the ways of wickedness, and everybody, they want to constantly follow in the ways of the world, and everybody, no one want to go through that straight gate, and everybody, that it's levels of adversity, and everybody, the men of the Lord, we're suffering right now, but through the long suffering, that great reward is coming, the kingdom of heaven. Immortality, spiritual power, rulership. That's what we're waiting on. And we have denied ourselves, and we have picked up the cross and following Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, because we trust and believe in him. If it's the Lord's will. So now, that's Matthew chapter 16. We start back up at verse 25. For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my name's sake shall find it. So that everybody is that, the one have lost their life and have gave this world up, and this wicked mindset is the elect, the one that's constantly following him, picking up the cross each and every day, constantly doing his will, even though we're going through levels of adversity. The Lord said that through much tribulation, ye shall enter the kingdom of heaven. And everybody, we're getting tried as gold is tried in the fire. And everybody that, we're going through our suffering right now. We're going through this lower state right now. And everybody that, it might not feel good, but if we ask the Lord to give us strength each and every day, to have mercy mercy upon us each and every day. If it's the Lord's will, now the Lord is constantly strengthening us. He's constantly directing our path. Because we letting the Lord take over our life. And everybody, He's constantly directing us back into that great and marvelous light that only comes from Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. So that the ones that they're saving their life and don't want to leave this mindset, they're getting ready to lose their life. They are the 2/3. They're getting ready to be cut off and die on this side if it's the Lord's will. And everybody, we cannot wait, because the Lord is getting ready to bring that righteous judgment. So now, let's start back up in Matthew chapter 16 and verse 26. For what is a man profit if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? So that everybody, a lot of people have a lot of great possession, and everybody, they care about money more than they care about the Lord. And everybody, what will it profit them? And everybody, because the Lord can take your life at any given time, whether you're rich or poor, great or small, it doesn't matter. The Lord is no respecter of person. And everybody, we must always give thanks to the Lord each and every day. Ask the Lord to have mercy upon us. Ask the Lord to forgive us for our sin in this life, in our past life. And a lot of people, that have great possession, great wealth, they have forgotten about the Lord. And everybody, the Lord can take their life at any given time. So what does it profit the man to lose his whole soul? And everybody, because you want the riches of this world, this fallen kingdom. And everybody, the true riches is this wisdom and knowledge, this understanding, this gospel. You know what I'm saying? And everybody, we cannot wait. So we have the true riches. Ye are rich. And everybody, all we must do is keep persevering, keep believing each and every day. Let's do the Lord's will each and every day through the spirit and power of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, because we trust and believe in Him. So now, let's start back up. One moment. Let's start back up at verse 27, Matthew chapter 16 and verse 27. For the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father with his angel, and when he shall reward every man according to his works. One moment. And verse 27, for the Son of Man shall come in his glory. So let's start back up. Let's start back up at verse 27. And it reads, Matthew chapter 16 and verse 27. And it reads, For the Son of Man shall come in the glory of his Father and his angels, and then he shall reward every man according to his works. Verse 28, verily I say unto you, there be some standing here which shall not taste death till they see the Son of Man coming in his kingdom. So that everybody's that, he is getting ready to bring that great reward. He said, behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with the one that did the work, the one that kept the faith each and every day. Did the Lord's will. And everybody, some of us will not taste death till the Lord return in those clouds. And everybody, we cannot wait. And everybody, man, the kingdom of heaven is almost at hand. And our salvation is very close that we yet believe. Because we totally believe. And we're going to constantly do the will of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, each and every day through the spirit and power of Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai. So we seeing that all the prophecy are constantly rolling left and right. We seeing that they talking about the new world order. We seeing they talking about World War III. It has begun. The beginning of sorrow. All these things are here. The love of men are constantly waxing cold. A lot of things are happening. And this gospel has been preached throughout the four corners of the earth. And not about the Lord's will is constantly being done. And not about His word is not returned to Him void. And not about it. Man, we cannot wait. The Lord is constantly visiting the earth that He created, and the end is being manifest. So the title of the day's lesson, once again, is If It's the Lord's Will. So I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakadash. I like to say, Shalom.